Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of So Recently.
We back!
We're back. Yeah, the first thing is it's recently adjacent, I guess. It's been a little while since we've talked about things, and we've been missing some topics. So I'm Matt. I'm here with Miranda. Hey Miranda.
Hello.
How's it going?
Oh, pretty good. Got some news to share.
You do have news. We've have at least 6 things probably to talk about that would be normal episodes that we haven't done yet. But there was one kind of main thing that we've missed because we're recording in June. Miranda, what happened recently, not in the month of June?
No, this was in the month of April. That's man, May. Okay, in defense of this late recording, it was really your fault. May was so busy for you.
May's always weird for me. It's my birthday in May. It's my dad's birthday in May. It's Mother's Day in May. We did a family trip in May. I was in Fargo twice in May. Yeah. Just all over the place.
All over the place. So we're going back into April. And to be fair, it was the end of April. So it wasn't that far away. But James and I went to Redwoods National Forest. We did a kind of a long weekend. And he asked me a very important question. And I gave him an answer.
So he was asking where you wanted to go eat.
Yeah, basically.
Gave him an answer.
we got some shrimp burritos. It was great.
Sick. No, what was the question?
I got engaged.
Yes.
So
congratulations to Miranda.
Thank you everyone. It was really cool because this is jumping the gun a little bit, but it was the second day of our trip and we were in the national forest on a trail. It was misty. It was just the two of us and
picturesque.
It was amazing because now I can say I got engaged on indoor.
Yeah, it kind of looked like that because you posted a video and then sent some photos and stuff, but it had a very misty, mystical woods quality to it.
And I love
that. Which I like. That's fun. And that fits for you.
That's my favorite vibe. So it was perfect. And we were very excited. I knew it was coming on this trip. James had kind of mentioned he had a window because both of his brothers are engaged and getting married. And I was kind of excuse me?
Yes,
when is it my turn? And he kind of was oh, I have a window. And this was a trip that I knew was coming up. So I was okay.
Be ready.
Sometime during this trip.
That's awesome. And so your trip was 3-4 days? Do you remember?
4 days?
4 days.
Hold on.
It's been a bit, so.
4 days. It was the 25th.
4 days.
We flew on a Thursday, drove Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I think, maybe it was longer than that because then I think it was Thursday fly out, Thursday night fly out, and then come back, I want to say Tuesday night. So that was a long extended weekend.
Yeah, so you haven't been to the Redwoods before.
No, it was my first time, and it was a bucket list trip because I'm a big tree fan, trees, but also a fan of trees. And these are really big trees.
Wait, what's the distinction there? What are you saying? You
I'm saying
trees,
I'm a really
fan of trees.
No, I'm a really big fan of trees, but also a big fan of big trees.
Oh, okay. So there's two separate. It's trees and big trees. That's
because
a separate category.
Matt, these trees are enormous.
Yeah, I've seen photos and I saw your video, and they are crazy.
It's honestly insane. The entire time we were there, I'm pretty sure James and I were both just flabbergasted at how big they were.
Yeah. So where exactly is Redwoods?
So we were in Northern California, and the park. So there's other redwood forests elsewhere.
Right.
We were in Northern California, and we just went to the very north part of the park. It's a pretty big park that stretches down, I think, close to San Francisco. I might be wrong. I looked at a map and it looked like a pretty big area, but we only really explored Crescent City and then maybe an hour south.
Okay, cool. Yeah, my geography skills aren't amazing.
No, mine either.
Even though I had A's all throughout geography when I took it back in school, I have forgotten everything since, and I am self-admittedly terrible at that, but I think I generally know what you're talking about. And that sounds pretty fun. So speaking of the Redwoods, so a lot of this I would say is a lot more hiking, outdoorsy trip.
Yeah, it was, we spent all the time outside exploring. And the best part I think was we stayed in this town called Crescent City, which is an ocean town. So we got to go kind of spend time near the ocean, and then we also got to go spend time in the trees. But yeah, we just went on like day hikes. Like we weren't gonna go on like, a big backpacking journey. Like I think we just brought like our waters and maybe a couple Cliff Bars in case we got hungry.
Sure.
But it was like, maybe a mile or two of like each trail, and we would just go to the next one. It was a very laid back, which is nice because, we're not, I wouldn't say James specifically is the outdoorsy guy. Like I grew up, my mom actually, when she was like in her 20s, was a mountain backpacking guide in Montana. So I grew up camping and we went to Glacier and we did the whole backpacking thing. So I've done all that and I don't think he has. So
yeah,
we just did it easy,
That's
which
fair.
is totally fine. I didn't want to over stress anything, and it was awesome though, because it definitely felt more relaxed and we were able to appreciate the just enormous beauty that was all around us.
Yeah, rather than like rushing through it because you have to hit a 5-mile hike that you're, doing or whatever.
Right. But not to say that wouldn't have been fun, but I think me and James are more into the laid back. Let's just go enjoy where we're at and
exploring.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That's cool. That's really fun. So you haven't been there before. Obviously, you said it's a bucket list trip.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming you'd go back.
Oh yeah, there's so much that we didn't explore.
Yeah.
And it is just breathtaking to stand amongst a grove of trees that are like tall, like they're so tall.
Yeah.
And they're so wide, and so like you don't realize, like some of the pictures it's hard to tell because like you don't realize just how big they are unless you're like there. So even when I look back at the video I made, check out my YouTube channel. It's just, Miranda Zabel. You'll find it there.
Nice plug.
Thank you. Like even looking back at it, it's like, yeah, they're really big on screen, but it was like hard to like really capture just how majestic they are as well.
Right.
And I had put music over in the video, but like it was like weirdly silent on a lot of the trails because some of the birds are way up high.
I suppose, yeah. All the video you had posted, I feel like there was like 2 times where I saw people in it. Like it was mainly just you both?
Yep. Yeah, there was like I think one of the trails was a little more busier and more like touristy.
Okay.
And I'm just really good at like, I don't want to make people uncomfortable with me filming, so I'm really good at like finding quiet moments to like get shots because
Pull out the camera quick.
Yeah, I don't want to be that person. Like I know not everybody's comfortable being filmed, and I understand that. So I try to be mindful, especially when I'm somewhere as touristy as it can be. Like we went to, for example, the Trees of Mystery.
Okay.
Which is a very touristy thing. And that's where we went into the canopies. Like there was like a rope bridge between the trees.
Okay.
That was like surrounded by children. It was very much a family destination, which it was fun. It was really cool. And that was just like, we had like walked through like the rope bridges between the trees. So we were up in the air. It was really fun. And we took a gondola up a hill, really big hill. And it was definitely busy, but I was doing my best to like film us in like corners or like, I think because there were children everywhere, families were moving pretty quickly.
Sure.
Because, children were just running around.
Gotta keep them moving.
Gotta keep them moving.
So, yeah.
But like stuff like that. And then like on the trails that we were on in the park, I think we went on the Boy Scout trail, and then there was one that was called the Grove of the Titans, I think.
Okay.
Those two we did in the same day, and again, there were so many cars, and I don't know where everybody went, but like it seemed to be more cars than people that we ran into.
Interesting.
And there was a couple big groups here and there, so unless everyone drove separately, I guess that could have been the case. But I feel like there is weirdly a lot of people that would go like maybe 100 feet into the trail and just take photos and videos and then leave.
That's so weird to me if it's a trail.
I know. I know. I was like, what are you doing?
I guess maybe there's like some people who are like driving through and are like, oh, I want to see the trees and then leave.
So I would also think that, but this was a really fun dirt road that you had to drive on that was all really narrow.
So it's not like you just passing by and would
No,
see it
no,
necessarily.
no. You had to go up a really curvy hill, and then that was narrow, and then you go into a dirt road that was even more narrow, and there was the trees growing on either side. So there's turns where you have to go slowly and hope that no one's coming like flying around, because there's no room. So yeah, it was weird seeing that. And I will say, I think us driving in Ireland had trained us for driving on those roads, because we were like, this is easy, no problem.
I feel that. Yeah, when we were in Iceland too, I feel like I got pretty comfortable driving on like really narrow random roads to get through.
Yeah.
Or just like scary high.
Oh yeah, and
spots too,
scary high and narrow, and it's like, well, if we'll see what happens. So that was a really fun day. That was the third day. So that was the day after we had gotten engaged. And so most of the time on the trails, we were just talking about wedding stuff and like soaking in the fact that we were engaged now.
Yeah. So like obviously the trip is very exciting, but the engagement is probably like the bigger thing that happened. Personally, I would assume for you.
Yeah, the engagement was pretty nice. You know, I'm pretty happy about it.
Yeah, sure. Family's excited.
Oh,
Friends
yeah.
are excited.
Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I haven't told Brian that he's in it yet, but I'm assuming he'll just assume like you did.
Yeah, I just kind of figured. So I was like, if I'm not, like, whatever, but also like.
I mean,
that'd
dude,
be weird.
if you weren't in it, then I was probably eloping or something. But
yeah, I was like, that'd be kind of surprising, but whatever. I mean, it's her wedding, so.
Nah, man.
But
you're gonna be one of my men of honor. Don't worry.
Hell yeah, that'll be sick. So, are you nervous at all? Because I know that's like one of the things, like when you get engaged, like it's like, well, there's all sorts of shit to figure out, but like. Nervous, just excited, looking forward to.
Not at all nervous. In fact, I guess this is kind of a side tangent of our wedding, but James and I are pretty much planned. Like, we have a few things, like details that we need to work out, but like we have the place, the day, we have the officiant, we have, the ideas of how we want the day to go. What you want the
ceremony to do.
Yeah, I am having a dress consultation in July.
Nice.
Like, we know who the caterer will be. We know where we'll get certain games. It's really just like pinpointing like the decorations.
Do you have a list? That's the other thing. That's like, I feel like the drama point usually. Do you have a list of people who are coming?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. My mom keeps wanting to add
sometimes.
to it. And I'm like, Mom, I'm trying to have a small wedding here. And we might make some edits. Let's just say that. But I think something that I'm really glad about is, you know me, I was never one to really think I wanted a wedding.
Yeah, so now it's like, well, I'm not like locked into like an image.
No, not at all. And like, James isn't either. Like, I'm pretty sure we're both doing this for our families.
Yeah.
Because I've always told people that I will happily elope and like have a party after or before, but it is what it is. I'm not saying this to say I'm not excited. I am very excited to have this wedding, and it'll be a fun time. We're planning some fun stuff. So.
Woo. Yeah, not too far. I mean, not too far out.
No.
Yeah. But yeah, going back to the Redwoods, I know the topic's the wedding or not the wedding, the engagement and the Redwoods.
I guess
we can we can do both.
We can do both. I mean, the big so recently is I got engaged in the Redwoods.
Yeah.
I mean, I could talk more about like on the way to the Redwoods, we actually flew into Portland and then drove down to Crescent City. And that's about a 5-hour drive. And we actually stopped at it's called the Wildlife Safari, and it's somewhere in Oregon. Mm-hmm. And it was so cool. They had red pandas, and they were so cute.
That's awesome.
It was a really cool place because, like, it was free to walk around. It was like a normal zoo. They had, like, cheetahs and flamingos and monkeys and red pandas. But then the paying part was a driving path that you went on. And it was like a safari. They had rhinos and zebras and bears and elephants, and it was really, really cool.
Yeah.
It was a cool break on our way to our Redwoods, but I wanted to highlight that because it was really, really fun.
Yeah, I remember that's in your video too, that you had posted about it. That's awesome. And so you said before that, because I'd seen that, but you flew into Portland?
Yep.
Did you spend any time there?
No, we flew in. It was a late flight. It was like, I think it was a Thursday that I basically got off work at 4:30 and we went to the airport and got on a plane and flew to Portland at like 7.
Yeah.
And then got to our hotel, went to bed, got up early.
Like stayed the night and
Yeah,
left.
and we got up early, got our car, and then started driving.
Nice. Okay. Well, that's a bummer, but that's okay. I mean, there's always the future, I'm sure, if you want to go back, but also that wasn't part of the trip, so.
No, and honestly, like, I'm sure we're gonna go back to at least Crescent City because we got engaged near there, so now we're gonna have to go back. Cause,
now it's like a memory.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, I guess, I get to go back to Endor for whenever we want to go back to where we got engaged, which is so fun. So
that's cool. Yeah, and it is very like magical forest. I don't know, it gave me the vibes watching the video. And I mean, like, the Redwoods, I think people know what they are if they've listened to this. They probably have seen some of the stuff, but felt very like spooky, eerie, but also peaceful. It was cool. I was into it.
It's a very peaceful place because, like I said, like, there's no branches on the trees until the very, very top.
Right.
So most of like the critters are way up there. I will say, and it was hard to get on video, but when you're walking and you would hear like this, like what sounded like creaking, it was creepy. It was a really creepy sound that was like a creaking, like thumping.
Okay.
It sounded like Bigfoot was coming after us, but it was more creaky.
Oh, I don't know. That's kind of creepy.
It was, and I couldn't get it on the audio. Like, I was like trying so hard, and it would just go away for a little bit and then would come back. But it was really creepy, but I'm assuming it was just the branches up top getting really creaky and brushing against each other. Or Bigfoot was in the brush. I don't know.
Yeah, that's weird that you mentioned all the critters are like all above you. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking about like spiders and like...
Okay, well, those were more down.
Oh, okay, good. I was like, I would prefer they're down and not above me, because if they're falling on me, like, I would...
It would be like in Harry Potter when the spiders are coming down and Ron's like, ah!
Yeah, that would be me, because I don't hate spiders in that way, but I also don't love spiders. So I think I'm most people, as you also have become familiar with, you are not a spider fan anymore.
Which is that's a whole other side tangent. I used to be fine with spiders. I found an egg sac in my room once, and now I'm like, I can't do spiders no more.
Yeah, yeah, that would be it. That would sour me on it pretty quickly.
Yeah,
but yeah, beyond, I guess, when you were looking at like kind of the natural parts, like the redwoods and everything. Any like other standouts, like you mentioned the zoo or the animal kind of excursion, other standout parts of your trip that were the engagement, maybe aside?
The engagement was pretty standout-ish, I would say.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, it was... I guess another one besides like just in the Redwoods in general would be actually on our drive back to Portland.
Yeah.
We went up the coast, and it was probably the most beautiful drive I've ever been on. It was constantly us going, oh my God.
Yeah.
It was honestly, like, I feel like if anyone has a chance to drive the coast of Northern California to Oregon, do it. It's the most gorgeous drive I've ever done. Of like, there's ocean right there, there's trees on the other side. It was just completely breathtaking, and it was a great drive. It definitely made the drive go by real fast, because even though we stopped a bunch to just enjoy it, it would never felt like, oh boy, we're 3 hours in, we got 2 more to go.
Right.
Like, it was just absolutely beautiful.
That's awesome. I saw a lot of it looked like it's pretty, I guess there's a lot of like heights at play there.
Yeah.
Do you like that? Because in the video that you had posted, it looked like you were a fan and James was not a fan of the heights.
So, oh yeah, the natural bridges. He's like, no.
Yeah.
I'm scared. So that, yeah, I think I'm more of the daredevil than he is on a lot of things.
Okay.
Which works out in favor because he'll pull me back.
He's like, nah, we're not doing it.
I'll be like, let's go.
He's like, that's not safe.
Yeah.
Or like, maybe not.
Maybe
Sure.
not do that. And we ended up not going down. It was like a longer hike to get over to that area that you're talking about.
Okay.
For listeners,
which is like a natural bridge.
Yeah. There was a natural bridge. I wouldn't say park, but there was a trail. And when you follow a trail for a couple miles, I guess, it gets you all the way down. You start up pretty high. It gets you all the way down to like the ocean. And there's like these these rock formations that look like bridges. And there were people way down there, and James was not having it, and I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah, I feel like being scared of heights is like one of those things where like I feel like that's a thing that you don't develop, you just have or you don't. Like, I don't know.
I mean, if I'm really high up, I will get like that sense of dizziness. Like I'll be like, whoa, okay.
Oh, sure.
But I don't get like, I'm not afraid. Like I'll climb really high and I'll like, I want to go skydiving. Like, you know, I'm okay with heights. But it is one of those things where like that's disorienting. But I don't have that fear.
Yeah.
Because I trust myself to fall, you know, not forward. I trust myself to fall backwards.
Yeah. That's like the one thing, right? Like if you just trip, then it's over. But
yeah. Pretty much.
But I'm also not like scared of heights, but like if you think about it too long, I guess maybe a little bit.
Don't think about it too much because it's and you're tall,
then that's where
so
you freak out.
You're already pretty high up there.
I am high up there typically.
Yeah, you're extra high up there.
Yeah, and I'm not probably as coordinated either. Just being tall, I feel like there's a lot of that lack of coordination that comes with it.
That's true. I have a very good sense of a center of gravity. It's really hard to knock me over because I am just.
You're also tall.
Well, yeah, I am an inch above average, so
yeah.
I technically am tall. I just have friends that are freaks of nature, so.
Yeah, that's true. That's cool, though. I feel like it sounds like a pretty fun trip overall, like not super high stress or high stakes, but also like you got to see a lot of really cool stuff while you're there.
Oh, yeah.
Any, I guess, recommendations or anything for people who would go to the Redwoods or anything that you want to do next time while you're there?
Yeah, I guess I can't. It's hard because we didn't do a whole lot in the parks.
Okay.
In the Redwood National Forest, because there's a state park and a national park.
Okay.
And the national park is where we got engaged. We were on Lady Bird Johnson Trail, so if you want to go find that and hike it, that's where we got engaged, and that was great. It was I loved it. But I believe the Boy Scout Trail and the Grove of the Titans were on the state park, which is different. Either way. Both were amazing and lovely, and I love them both. But that's all we really did in the parks. And I know there's so many other trails. There's so much other things to be done there.
Sure.
I would say if you're a fan of nature at all, go.
Definitely worth it, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was breathtaking the entire time. Because you have that, but then you also have, like, we stayed in Crescent City, and we stayed a little bit out of town, but, like, you know, that was the city we were near. And it's an ocean town, so you get to go experience, like, the ocean as well. Like,
yeah,
it's beautiful everywhere you look. I guess my advice would be go if you can. I know there's a lot more south of where we went, so do some research on what kind of hiking you want to do. I know there's more intense ones. I think there's still driving trails you can do.
Yeah.
We didn't really do any of those. So, you know, when I knew where in the area we were going to be, I just looked up like day hikes or like easy hikes that I knew we could just go in and out. But yeah, my advice would be know what kind of experience you're looking for.
Right.
And I bet you'll find one in the Redwoods somewhere, whether it's the National Forest or the state park.
Yeah, that is cool. It does sound like there's like kind of the different level of, if you just want to drive in and check it out, you can. If you want to do a day trip, you can. If you want to, I assume you could do an overnight, like a backpacking trip at certain parts of it. Do you know?
I don't know, actually. I'd have to look. I didn't see anything, but I wasn't looking for that myself.
Maybe at different parts of other parks or something, or maybe parts of those parks are.
I would imagine you can. I'm pretty sure you can camp in them, but don't quote me. I don't know.
Okay, and don't do it on our recommendation unless it is legal.
Unless it's legal and you won't get kicked out, but
yeah, don't get in trouble on our behalf.
No, please don't.
But unless you want to, and then you can.
Well,
but,
yeah, that's
we're
fine.
not liable.
We're not liable. I'm just saying I did not do the full research. I just knew the area I was going and knew that we wanted a chill, you know, experience with the big trees.
That's awesome. Yeah, it sounds like a really cool trip, and obviously congratulations on the engagement.
Thanks.
I think that is the big bullet point.
Yes.
Of the trip for sure.
Yes.
But it sounds like it was a good trip, even irregardless of that, would have been a very cool trip, so it just gets to be a little bit extra special because of that.
100%. It was, I mean, like I said, it was a bucket list trip. I've always wanted to go. I think since I was like in kindergarten or first grade, we learned about the Redwoods, and someone showed me a picture of like a man standing by the tree, and I was like, that's the biggest tree I've ever seen. I want to go to it. I was so excited. So I finally got to go, and now I got engaged there too, which is super fun.
That is super fun.
Now we're wedding planning, and it's great.
So for next trip that you're doing,
Yes.
do you have any plans for where you're going?
We're going to Japan for our honeymoon.
Woo! That'll be exciting.
Oh,
Do you know
yeah.
how long you're going for that, or have you not figured that out yet?
We are deciding between 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
3 weeks is a long one.
Yeah, we're gearing up to really spend time. And I that's what I told James, but he made a good point. Like, we both would like to spend as much time in Japan and not worry about the traveling part, because it's a long flight. And once we get there, we know we'll have we like taking it easy on trips. I don't know if that's pretty obvious on our Ireland and this trip. So, we'll have things that we want to do, but then there'll be days where, like, let's just go walk around the town. Like, I don't know. Like,
I feel like Molly and I, when we do trips, are very similar.
Oh, yeah.
Where we have a bunch of stuff that we can do and stuff that's maybe on the itinerary, and then we cut as we want to.
Yeah.
So it's like, whatever about this one.
Yeah.
Like, we'll do it later. Like, we'll come back another time if we really care.
Right. It's one of those things where it's like, there might be like one or two things where, like, this is like, we have to do this. Like, or it's like, oh man, this would be like a highlight for us for sure. Or we were recommended something. Or it could be something like, hey, this looks kind of fun on Google. You want to go check it out? And then that turns out to be the best part, usually.
Right.
So, I don't know if we'll do 3 weeks, but I know it's for sure 2 weeks.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like you need to at least do 2 weeks, but 3 weeks would be awesome.
I know. I'm pushing. I did check with work. I could take 3 weeks off, so we're good. I'm saving up as much PTO as I can to roll over next year, because no matter what, I'm going to Japan. So
yeah, you're at least going for 2, so you got to make sure you have that.
Yeah, so next year I'll have 2 episodes to talk about, I'm getting married and I'm going to Japan.
Yes, and I feel like the Japan one will probably have to break up, because I could see that being like either like several episodes or one like gargantuan episode.
It'll have to be like
we'll see what we're prepared for by that point.
It'll be a 7-parter.
Yeah, well, because like even like when me and you, because you did your Ireland trip, and then we did Iceland, and those are episodes that we've done already. A lot of that's like driving around and seeing nature, and it's very like exploratory and like serene. But I feel like Japan is going to have that, but then there's also going to be we're in Tokyo, and we went to Akihabara, and we went to, like, you're going to have lots to share.
Oh, yeah.
And like you could do like a whole food thing. Like, oh man.
I'm so excited for the food. But yeah, we'll have a lot to share.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're recording this right before dinner too. So
I know, we're getting hungry.
Japanese food, and and I'm just like, wow, that sounds incredible. But that's awesome. Well, cool. We'll definitely talk about that then.
Of course.
But yeah, thanks for sharing a little bit about your trip, and nice that we kind of shook the cobwebs off of us recording. We haven't done this in a bit.
I know. We've been meaning to record for like 2 or 3 weeks now, and I hopefully we'll get back into the swing of things, because I kind of miss this.
Yeah, at least semi-consistent.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe even if we can't maintain what we were doing, like at least like doing that would be nice.
Maybe even every other week if we have to. But
yeah,
hopefully we will get back into the swing of things, because I know next episode or next recording, I'm assuming we'll talk about your trip.
Yeah, maybe? Yeah. It wasn't nearly as eventful necessarily.
You didn't get engaged?
Well, definitely not. Your I'm already married, so
your wife didn't.
If I got engaged, if I got engaged on that trip, there would be it would be very eventful and very conflict filled. Yeah, but we probably will talk a little bit about Boston, which was fun, and I can share more then. And then I'm sure we've got lots of different things to talk about after that. But
absolutely.
Thanks so much for joining me on this episode, Miranda, and thank you all our listeners for tuning in, and we'll be back sometime soon, hopefully.
We're hoping
to talk about our next topic. So thanks so much. We'll talk to you all later.
Bye.